Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Jane Goodall Tribute set. This is set number 40530. It has 276 pieces, and I paid $22 for this set. Now, I think this was a gift with purchase, but I'm not positive. It very much reminds me of like some of the Charles Dickens sets, which I don't have, or maybe the one Charles Dickens set, but I don't have that. I'm trying to get that, but it does have this kind of wax seal looking bit here. But I did recently do a video about the Amelia Earhart tribute, and I think this is kind of in the same vein, so I think it's a gift with purchase, but I'm not sure. I don't know the threshold, so if you know any of that information, when this was available, what the threshold was, whatever else, please leave it in the comments below because I would love to know. But either way, I did pay $22 for this set. I believe this set is retired, and so in this video I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Jane Goodall tribute set, I wanted to say thanks for watching. I really appreciate everybody that's been supporting the channel so far. It really means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And then I just wanted to remind people that if you like this channel, make sure to click that thumbs up and give it a like. And if you like my other videos, maybe consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything I'm doing here. I also have memberships now through YouTube and some other stuff to support the channel right through YouTube, as well as the Patreon, so maybe consider checking that out. It's greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps, so thank you very much. Thanks everybody. Now back to the rest of the build for this Jane Goodall tribute set, and then on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego Jane Goodall tribute set. This is pretty good. It's about what I expected. I like that, it's roughly the same size as the Amelia Earhart tribute, and maybe I'll grab that a little later in the review to kind of compare the size. I think the rough footprint of the base with the black border there is close, even though they use different pieces. The wings of the plane of that one do go a little wider. This one may end up being a little taller. It's not really sure, but I think this shares more than a few things with that other Amelia Earhart tribute, but this one's quite a different person, and so I think it represents it well. So there's some different stuff to look at, but the first thing we can take a look at is the minifigure here. So we have just kind of a normal, pretty basic face print, but has some age lines, some wrinkles showing their age, white hair here, pretty basic shirt and torso, a little definition for hips there, nothing on the midsection, nothing on the legs, nothing on the arms. Back is very, very basic, no alternate face here. So I don't know if this minifigure is really exclusive. It feels like the torso, the legs, the face, and the hair all individually are rather basic and common. So if this is a quote-unquote exclusive minifigure, like this is the only time Lego has put out this combination of stuff, that's fine. But Jane Goodall could be made in many various from various parts. So this is pretty basic, nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. There's not too much about it that really screams that they are Jane Goodall, but maybe that's just a nature of the kind of stuff that they would wear. But besides the minifigure, we also get a couple little animals, which I often talk about how animal molds can bump up the price here. And we get 3 of these monkeys or chimps. I'm not really apes. I'm calling them monkeys, but I can't remember if Jane Goodall studied chimpanzees or what exactly. But these are all identical, so you get 3 of them. They're nice. They can be studded down. I think their hands work as a clip, which is nice. So if there was a bar piece, they potentially could hang on to it. I just did it on the base of this, although it fell off. I think they could probably hang on a bar piece, but or hold on to something. But they also are able to be studded down. So you get 3 of those. These are relatively small. The production works very good. It's a nice mold. It's not like the old classic Lego monkey, but that's okay. Just the one pose. It would have been nice to get like a little different molds for different monkeys in different positions. I keep calling them monkeys. That's just kind of my catch-all for these. There's the back of them, but like I say, they're all the same. But the printing for the face and the ears is pretty good, so good production work there. And these kind of can be spread about. And then besides the minifigure and the monkeys, we have this little kind of, I would call it, it's almost like a diorama. It's a little display showing kind of a jungle habitat where chimpanzees or monkeys or whatever might live, where Jane Goodall probably did a lot of research. So we do have a placard here that says Dr. Jane Goodall, ethologist or ethologist there, ethologist, something like that, and a little leaves next to it. So that is a sticker. So 1 sticker in here, very basic sticker sheet there. So just like that. And then we have like 3 trees. We have a little bit of a stream here. Some slight changes in elevation, different foliage elements, floral things, and some different stuff. So I'll kind of go through this. And before I go even further, I may have mixed up some colors here. Sometimes this one and this one can look similar to me. Sometimes like the orange and green flower studs can look similar to me. And I think there's at least maybe 1 example of something that got covered up that I did incorrectly. So I'm colorblind, still am. Talked about it a lot more at the beginning of my channel, but it's still something that I deal with here. For the most part, I feel like I'm pretty good about getting those right, but I may have gotten something wrong in here. But essentially, we build out the base. I'll flip this over so we can see that. So we use, it's got a good footprint, you know, pretty wide, or pretty long rather. So a good amount of black plates there with the white, you know, 2x in the middle. And the rounded ones at the corners. And then we have a black border all the way around with some tiles. So at the very minimum, essentially, this is all 2 plates thick. For the majority of it is 3 plates thick, or like a full brick thick roughly. Some of it's a little higher. And so you start by kind of building out the basic of the landscape, building out where the water is going to be. So there's a nice change in elevation here, which is good. And there's nice curves. It all does feel very natural, so that's nice to see. There are a few just jumpers, you know, 2x2 jumpers put around, which on the box and the instructions showed where some of the animals would be sat. So there's another one back here. And then we kind of have, besides all the ground foliage there, we have a little bit of like stone stuff at the back, or rock formations. And then we have 3 trees. So the trees use some different browns, some slopes, some angled paneled pieces, some just kind of arch pieces, tree pieces, pretty standard tree builds. But I actually really liked how they did the canopy of the trees and the leaf cover here. So using some of these various shades of green leaves in different shapes, they really got like a really dense canopy or leaf cover, which I really appreciated. It feels very natural, feels really good. Sometimes Lego trees can feel a bit sparse, and I think they did a pretty good job with these ones. Some of them were a little bit finicky to put on there, but it's really nice. They do have some of these kind of different vines coming down over here. So the one on the left's the biggest. Have this little bit in there. Another one of those over here with a flower on it, and then the 2 kind of in the back even. This one's maybe, the one on the left is a little in the foreground as well. Those are a little bit smaller. They're all still taller than the Jane minifigure there, so that's pretty nice. And you can set one of the monkeys down, or chimpanzees down up here. You could do them, you could stud them down in a myriad of places there. I don't know if that's in multiple different places you could stud them down. So those trees are actually pretty well built. I always love seeing how Lego designers choose to build their trees, and I've done a lot of botanicals and a lot of trees of various shapes and sizes, and I actually really liked this. Like I say, a little bit finicky for some of the things, but it ends up looking really nice. So I'm very pleased with that. I think this model, for the most part, looks pretty good all the way around, although it does get kind of flat here at the back because of the placement of the display, like placard with the information. It does have kind of a clear front and a clear back, but that's okay. For the most part, I think this is a pretty good looking model, and I wouldn't, shy away from showing the back or anything like that. The water is done pretty similarly to how they've been doing it recently, so there's kind of some light azure or something down there. It was covered up with some different clear tiles, including some rounded ones, which was a little interesting to me. So that's good. Nice different colors of the floral elements. Again, some of these might be a little bit mixed up. If I have a green on the bottom instead of an orange or a pink or something, or if I have I don't know. Sometimes I mix up those, and if they have multiple colors in the same bag, especially colors that are close to each other, I do sometimes have problems with that. But for the most part, it felt okay. So I really like this. You can see there is a little brick building stuff in between the trees too. Same for back here and same over here. I actually think that adds to it a little bit about how dense it looks, which is really nice. So using some different slope pieces, different plates there, which is good. So that's just kind of basic Lego system stuff. But even up here, there's some different bricks in there. So really nice. And overall, I think this is a pretty good tribute to this person, this Dr. Jane Goodall. So pretty nice. I'll show the extra pieces here because you do get some, and like I say, I maybe did something incorrect at a certain point, and so I may have a duplicate. Like, I don't know if technically I'm supposed to have two of these if these are the same color. I'm assuming one of them is supposed to be like I don't know if this is nougat or dark tan or whatever it is. I'm assuming I wouldn't normally get two extras of this, so I think one of these somewhere in here is supposed to be a different color, but then the rest of this stuff I think is supposed to be okay. I believe this binoculars is supposed to go with the minifigure, so that could be their accessory there. So I pop that in their hand there like that, and that might be a piece you normally get extras of. I don't see one right now, so I'm not positive if maybe I set that aside or had it somewhere else. But other than that, your ones by ones, your studs, your flower studs, your one by one plates, slopes, some translucent stuff. This might be another case, if these are the same color, another case where I'm supposed to have swapped one out with like a green one, perhaps. And now I'm just dropping stuff all over the place. So anyway, potentially, is this both green? Yeah, maybe. So I will put one of these orangish looking ones on top of there, and then maybe I will have gotten that right. But that's about what you would expect from a set like this. So those are your extra pieces for the most part. And this set is 276 pieces. And 276 pieces, and I think I paid $20 for this. I can't remember what I said when I built it, $20 or $25 in that range. I think that's about appropriate. I think I wouldn't go much higher than that. This one isn't as interesting of a build for me as the Amelia Earhart tribute. The Amelia Earhart tribute does have those bigger, nice curved slope pieces for the base, and the plane is a little more interesting to me. The minifigure's a little better in my opinion, but this does have three animals in it. And as far as other sets like this, I'm still trying to get like the Charles Dickens one that looks like a book. That one's looks pretty interesting to me. I would really like to get a hold of that. So if you have one to sell, let me know in the comments. Maybe we can work something out, or trade or something. Otherwise, I'll try to track one down in the aftermarket. And this might end up being one of the tributes that I like the least. I think it's overall fine. Like, I do like a lot of it, but it's just not the most outrageous set that I think is going to be worth a ton of money or whatever. I think it's very cool for Lego to do things like this. And again, I have liked sort of display-oriented sets, which I think this very much fits in there. This is rated as a 10 plus, but I've been commenting a lot about like adult-oriented, display-oriented sets, which I tend to like, and I think this fits in there really well. So if you have other tribute sets like this, or just other dioramas, any Lego display stuff with this kind of border is pretty common, so that's pretty good. Other than that, there's some useful stuff in here, nothing incredibly uncommon. I mean, a lot of these floral stuff for the trees and for the landscape and everything is pretty common. I don't really have many, if any, of these animal molds here, so those are potentially useful. And you get 3 of them in there, so that's kind of nice. Maybe it's a monkey or chimpanzee battle pack type of deal here. And maybe it's worth it for that, especially if I was going to have a zoo with a primate section or something. Maybe these would be very helpful. But other than that, it's just a okay set. And I think I got an okay deal, but I wouldn't go up to like $30 for it. Maybe if it was $30 in free shipping, but for the most part, I think like $15, $20, $25 is about where I would think is the max kind of for me. But other people might have a different affinity for the person that this is a tribute to, or other use for these pieces, and so there could be people who out there who find a lot of value in this. For me, it's just okay. I like it well enough. Certainly happy to get it, happy to build it, happy to have talked about it, so that's all well and good. So I like it okay. If you like this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up and giving it a like. And if you like my other videos, please consider subscribing to the channel so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including more gift with purchases, more tributes, more retired sets, more display sets, and then just tons of other sets, all different themes, all different shapes, sizes, price points, and piece counts, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you want to support this channel, you can do that right through YouTube now with the supers, super likes, super comments, super thanks, different things like that. You can also join a membership thing right here on YouTube, get my videos early, and some other stuff in the works for that. And you can also still join over on Patreon for $2 a month or more. And again, you get everything early over there, and some other stuff in the works like exclusive videos and different things. So maybe consider checking any of that out. Every little bit helps, and it is appreciated. So thank you very much. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.